Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Liz, and we have somebody super special on the sofa with me this morning. This is Jen from Jen's Place, and I will explain what that's all about after I say hello to this beautiful lady. What's going on?
Good morning. Thank you for having me here today.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for getting up super early and coming in to talk about what you're doing, because you have something superbly special.
I like to think so.
In Eagle. So you're located on Chambers in Eagle, and it's called Jen's Place. Now, what this is a specific type of gym for kids. How do you explain what it is?
Well, it's a sensory gym, which just basically means there's special equipment in the gym to help with kids for their gross motor, which is climbing, running, anything grandiose with their body, as well as fine motor, so fine things with their fingers and strengthening their hands and things of that nature. Okay,
so you have specific machines designed for two different types of motor skills for the kids.
Yeah.
Now, you said the gross motor is climbing, and so the monkey bars, the gym stuff,
anything
stuff that gives you the
gross,
pointers.
big, right? Think of something kids do that's big.
Right.
Jumping, running.
Jumping and running,
climbing.
And things like that. That's interesting, because I've never heard of these terms before.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm learning this morning.
Oh, good.
Gross motor skills, not disgusting motor skills.
No, no, no.
Big motor skills. And then fine motor skills are things where you're like manual dexterity. Is that what you're saying?
Working with your hands, yeah.
Okay.
So it can be anything from writing. I have things like putty where we pull little animals and beads out, and so the putty is stiff, so you're working on strengthening your fingers, or like pinchergraphs. So I do a lot of sorting with colors and objects, so they're using like pinchers or their fingers. It just kind of depends on each age and like kind of where they would be at with natural milestones, and then I try to match that in the gym for the time that they're there.
That is really interesting because, like I said, motor skills, I know what motor skills are. I didn't realize they were defined in different areas, and that's intriguing because I do remember when I was a kid, the gross motor skills I was okay at, you know, but I remember, you know, manual things were a little bit, just because I have one of those brains where I'm always all over the place. Yeah, so that's a great way to rein it in and give a kid that might be a little bit like me, like totally
and every kid is different.
Experiencing everything. And you have kids as young as how old?
So I have sessions. So the youngest session is 9 months to 2 years. And that's where the parents would stay, and then all the activities are related to that age group, depending on like 18 months of climbing or 9 months of just exploring. And so it just kind of depends which session they come to and kind of what's available during that time. They are done by age each session, so I can, like 3 to 5 is more preschool ready, so we're doing lots of more academics or things that are naturally kind of set up in the room for that age group. And then as they get older, then I can change out the activities too.
Like we're looking right now, you have your group gym and the prices and things like that, and these are really interesting, and these are for different sessions for different age groups. Now you mentioned the youngsters. You also go up to as age as 7 years old, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, and the hope is to have a bigger place as time goes on, so I can do many ages and have these larger stations and things too. But I had to start small to get big.
Nothing wrong with that.
So that's what I'm doing. And then it kind of depends on the child's need. My background is special education for 23 years. Wow,
that's
23 years.
remarkable.
So if a parent has concerns or is already receiving services from somewhere and just needs some extra help or an extra social situation or something, then that can help too. Jen's Place is really for everybody.
It's such a
it can help all kids.
Look at this
right?
place.
I have a lot of moms that come weekly, and they've kind of started to form like a little mom community, so it's really neat for the younger ones to have that. I hear a lot of moms saying, oh, I need to meet new people, and it's hard, or I just moved here. So I'm trying to create a community for all settings of children, of what they need and what parents might need to, just to kind of help the connection. You know, we're such a small place, and just to kind of keep us a little bit more together.
But I think that's a marvelous idea, because you're not only helping children, and let's say parents are noticing that the kids might be a little bit slower to learn or things like that, you know, might have a couple of issues. Well, with your background with special education, you can assess a little bit, and you can also help the kids speed up their process and things like that. Or if you recognize something that needs to be worked on specifically, you can guide the parents to that direction as well.
Go ahead.
No.
Being a teacher, by background, I can't assess and evaluate.
Okay.
But if somebody were to bring me a report from an occupational therapist or speech therapist, I can pull the information from there and make sure that while their child is with me, we're tapping into some of those goals or making sure that I have a certain activity set up for that child that will help. Just kind of provide a resource or an extra place for maybe some parents that need a little extra support or can't drive to Denver, 4 times a month or whatever it might be. And then also, I mean, it's great for all kids to have communication skills and these gross motor and fine motor abilities. So even if it's just a kid that needs a place to play for an hour, that's okay too. And the parents know that it's in a setting where they will hopefully learn something as well as have fun at the same time.
You're amazing. You're altruistic and beautiful and wonderful with everything. And you know what I'm noticing? The greatest thing about what you do with your sensory gym is, number one, you're working on all the skills for the kids, all their motor skills, but you're bringing groups together, people that might not have ever known each other. You're building friendships not only within the children, but like you said, the moms who come in. I'm not a mom, but I see moms all the time, and I see how hard they bust their butts. I mean, they're either stay-at-home moms and they're working super hard to take care of the family, or they're doing both. They're working and they have the kids. So where's the time to socialize? So you're having like a little mom's club at the same time. You're literally forming 2 different units.
Hoping.
You are. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And then the older kids, 3 to 5, some 2.5 as well, can be dropped off.
Right.
So it's sort of, I mean, I'm a mom too of 2 kids, so having that like hour even to go to the grocery store or stand in line at the post office without having, the kids at your feet, but knowing that they're in a place that is productive for them and fun for them, I feel like it's a little less mom guilt. Right? So you're like taking care of what you need to do, but the kids are having a great time at the same time. So it's kind of a win-win for the older kids too.
Absolutely.
And for the parents to have that little bit of time just to do whatever they need to do for themselves.
Right. I mean, think about it. If you have them, how long are they there for?
The sessions are an hour right now. School breaks, I'm doing them 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer.
Okay.
It's just me.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do a little bit more than an hour too, just because of restrooms or things that might occur with the kids. But over non-school days, I try to have a little bit longer so those younger kids have a place to go that maybe can't get into a summer camp or something of that nature.
Yes.
But an hour seems to be good for everybody. Sometimes kids come in, an hour can be overstimulating, so we have to I have like ways that I can distract so it's a little bit calmer for them. Some get bored after an hour, every kid's different, right? So the hour seems to be a good place for everybody to get what they need and leave happy.
So if you have a kid that was like me, frenetic, and they're very busy and they like to be all over, you have them to accommodate. And then if you have your more subtle kids that are just quieter, and that's what life's about, having different personalities, different characteristics. So that's great that you get to work with each individual child, but you can acclimate to each one of their needs and their personalities and just their overall person as they are.
And I keep the sessions to 6 kids so
you can keep everybody on
safety,
your
right?
site.
If I do have a calmer one at a table and then I have one that's climbing on the monkey bars, I'm able to make sure everybody's safe and I bounce around to each kiddo and give them space, but I also come in and let's talk about ABCs or make sure they're doing the activity correctly and kind of bounce around amongst all the kiddos while they're there.
So special. And I mean, it's all about fun. It's all about, they're learning, but they don't realize, you know what I mean? They're learning their motor skills, but they don't care. They're
learning through fun, learning through play.
They're having a great time. And I know you work with all children, even with the children that are on IEPs. That's very important.
Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier, if parents need a little extra help or just need an extra place that can provide communication skills or some things they need, then Jen's Place could be for them too.
I think this is amazing. I love the idea of a kids sensory gym. Get your kids' fine motor skills and gross motor skills in tune with Jen Weber over at Jen's Place in Eagle. How do people reach you, lady?
Several different ways.
Right.
I have a website, www.jensplacellc.com.
Okay.
I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. Both are at Jen's Place LLC. And then through my website is my phone number, and you can text or call or email, whatever works for you. And then I'm on Chambers, past Taco Bell, if you know where that is.
Yes.
So almost down to Timberline, but not quite that far. And I think
that's wonderful. You also
through my website is probably the best.
Yeah, the website's probably the best way to reach Jen. And also, you can actually organize a kid's party, something really special for a special event for your children as well, because you saw the gym, you saw all the fun things that they can do. So you can really explore, have a great time, bring your kids over to Jen's Place in Eagle and let them get busy playing and enjoying life, and as well, maybe a party or two as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, this was wonderful. This is Jen Weber, everybody. Jen's Place in Eagle. Get your kids to a sensory gym today. We'll be back with more of TVA Vail after this.
Bye.